The truth about the economy is completely fake, fabricated, and it is fragile. The economy is fragile because it's based on people buying stuff and being a consumer. You're not a human, you are a disgusting consumer, and you're supposed to, quote unquote, use your disposable income, aka they want the money the little money that they gave you, they want it back. That little paycheck, they want it back. That's why they call it disposable income, because it's all theirs. And these so-called jobs, with the tariff situation that's going back and forth for the last couple of months, it just shows you how fragile the economy is. You know, when somebody decides that um, they, want to make more money, essentially, the U.S. wants more money, um, they can uh, have a lot of people lose their jobs. People in car manufacturing starting to lose their jobs. So called temporary layoffs. These layoffs ain't temporary. Temporary is the word that they use, to make their workers feel better. It's permanent. Don't expect these jobs to come back. And the interesting part is the West has sold out. They sold out about 40 years ago. They sold their manufacturing. They sold most of their manufacturing uh, capabilities to Mexico, China, Vietnam, India, it's Pakistan. They sold them to these places. And they created all in the quest to have cheap goods so you can wear, uh, have more clothes, have more electronics, have a toaster, have an air fryer. There's so many things that people have in the West that they don't need, and it's mostly junk. Some of the stuff has been useful, but we've created these people, and it's the companies that sold them out. We don't even live, the economy is fake because it's not really economy run by a government. It's run by corporations. These corporations have lobbied themselves to have everything in their own way. They can make rules at any time. They control everything. They can make rules and say, "Hey, we don't really want." They're trying to go back to the time where there were no rules for jobs. They're okay with that. They want to go to a time in which they didn't have to pay a minimum wage. If if they could, they wouldn't even pay you at all. And that's what they did. They did that in slavery, where they didn't have to pay anybody, and it was great. The Chinese rail when they created some of the railways, the Chinese people weren't paid, and they would love that. They would love a society in which you worked for free and you were too dumb to even fight back and say, "Hey, I'm not doing this. I don't have to do it." You didn't have the cognitive understanding, and there's always going to be people that resisted and refused to work for free and refused to be enslaved. And then there are the people who comply. And I don't know why these people comply, but they do. And this economy, the way that the layoffs have been going the last 2, 3 years, has really shown you that the economy is fake, your job is fragile, and with the rise of AI, your job is going away. In history, we've had many, many jobs that went away and nobody even knows about them unless you watch these old TV shows in black and white, and you'll realize like there's somebody coming on, they'll see someone walking up to a doorstep, and it guess what? It's a mailman, or a milkman. There's a milkman, the newspaper person. All these jobs have vanished. When I was a kid, I used to see people throwing newspapers at the door. And now Gen Z probably doesn't even know what that is. You know, believe it or not, most of our information used to be in print form. People used to be able to read. I don't even think the average person now can barely read, a book. I don't think many people have the attention span. I definitely don't have the attention span that I once did. Most of the books I consume are now in audio form because I just prefer someone to read out loud to me because it's easier than, reading a book. But sometimes I do read books. But that's not the point of this video. The video is, this economy is completely fake. Your job security is fake. Your housing situation is fake. There's no stability whatsoever. If you can't come up with the thousands of dollars a month that they need from you, you're gonna be evicted, and a lot of people are gonna face this situation. And there's nobody coming to save you. There's no religious backing. There's no, you have to really figure out logically, um, with precision, what you're gonna do because there's no there's no predictability about the whole thing. So people need to put, they need to prepare themselves in the brace position because when all these things get so unbelievably intolerable, um, devastating things are going to occur. And I really feel like in the future, as things get worse, especially in America and in Canada, the barbarism, the complete savage human behavior is going to take over. It's already been taken over. I mean, this thin layer of civilization that we pretend to have, we're civil, okay? We're civil, very civil until we're not. And we humans have a ability when there's pressure, they are uncivilized as fuck. I mean, look what happened with COVID when it, it having a dissenting opinion made you a target of people. People were foaming at the mouth. People you didn't even know were trying to get you to do something that you just don't know and you're not sure of. Just being unsure about the COVID situation and the vaccine situation, people freaked out. People I didn't know that were not even doctors or scientists were telling me I had to get the shot. I never got the shot. And I'm just saying that people, the descent into madness can be very, very rapid um, as the economy crumbles. This fake economy that we've created of buying and needing trash, um, it's not sustainable, and people cannot finance that. You can't finance things forever. Eventually, you should have to pay. Eventually, you're gonna have to pay. This carrying large amounts of debt, two, three, four, 10, 20, 30,000 mortgages, car payments, financing furniture, financing vacations. People have to understand that eventually some of you people are either going to have to start saving for things. People don't even realize you can actually save for stuff. Now, we don't get paid enough in general, the average person, to save, but I mean, saving is not that bad. Save for something big that you want. For instance, I saved up for this scooter. It wasn't very expensive. It was $500. It took me, I'm poor, so it took me like a year and a half to save for that. It took me also 3 years to save up for my e-scooter. I would have liked it right away, of course, but people have to realize that things you can't get things in an instant. This instant gratification, fast food like need for stuff, people really need to slow down. Slow down, breathe, and regroup, because the higher the unemployment, which is it's gonna climb. It's gonna climb and climb and climb, and it's gonna be really bad. And I think again, people need to brace themselves and accept that things will you never be the same. The middle class is gone, and it's not is going away. It cannot come back. And those are the people who buy stuff. Poor people like myself, we also buy stuff. We end up spending most of our income because everything keeps rising and it eats into every single bit of money we make. So, my advice is reduce your spending, go to a bare bones kind of budget, and you still can treat yourself, but these cute little gadgets and trinkets that you've been able to have, um, you're gonna have to just do with less. I find myself mending my own clothes, sewing. I learned that when I was a kid, a long time ago. I don't even think people know what how to sew or mend something. Uh, if you're a piece of your cloth rips, you can actually just sew it. You don't have to throw it away in a dumpster. A lot of people don't know that. I don't know how to grow food, but I would love to learn how to. And I'm very open to um, learning how to plant and grow food, because it might there might be a time where we are literally living like uh, in a depression era setting in which food might be very scarce, and you have to make do with whatever you had. Kind of like our ancestors. A lot of people lived on potatoes or oatmeal, and we might have to go back to that. No more preparing meals with 20 ingredients. This no more eating 3 times a day. People forget that eating 3 times a day is a luxury. Many people only eat twice a day or once a day. This eating 3 times a day, having snacks, your snacks are gonna get expensive too. In this fake economy, anything can happen when there's really people just winging up. The top 1% are fighting with each other over financial issues. That's all tariff is. The top 1% of the entire population of humanity is fighting over who gets more money. That's it. So, yeah.